In this video, I'll show you how I made this Princess Darts Bustier top with a stylish queen neckline and a flare by the side, okay? If you are interested in seeing how I made this top, all you need to do is to watch this video till the end. So if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, do well to subscribe so you will not miss out on any part of our tutorial, okay? If you find this video helpful, do well to subscribe, like and share my videos. Your thumbs up means a whole lot to me. The least you can do is to give my video a thumbs up, okay? Comment on the video and let me know what you think about this top. Without wasting much of our time, let's get started, okay? I'll be starting with the drafting part, all right? So I have my pattern here and I already drafted out the bodies. As you can see, I have my starting line here and I already marked my bust point and my under bust point, the waist line as you can see, and the hemline of the top. All right, make sure you have your correct measurements and you put them in, okay? Once I'm through with that, what I'm going to do now is to measure the shoulder line I'm working with. The shoulder measurement I'm working with is 8.5. I marked the neck width of 3 inches and the armhole length that I have here is about 8 inches, okay? I marked my 1 inch shoulder slope and I'll connect it, all right? So once I'm through with that, I'll just come in here by ½ inch, okay? So then I'm going to make my curve. I marked my bust round divided by 4 on the chest line and I'll just input it there, and I mark the same thing on the bust area here, all right? So the next thing I'm going to do now is to mark my bust round divided by 4 here and I'll just connect the armhole. Now I marked the nipple to nipple divided by 2. Mine is 4.5 inches and I marked it here because my bust round is about 45 inches, okay? Then I'll come down from the bust point here by 1 inch and I'll mark. Then on the middle part here, I'll mark 1 inch here, and on the side here I'm going to mark 1.5, okay? That's on the under bust area. Then I'm going to connect it to the 1 inch that we came down by on the bust line, all right? I'll just connect it like so. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to come down here to the hemline here and I'll mark the same thing, okay? 1 inch and 1.5 inches, and I'm marking the 1.5 because I'm working with a bigger bust. Then I'll come here to these midpoints here and I'll connect it to these points here like this with my curved ruler, and I'll connect it like so, my princess does. So I'm trying to retrace it so that I can have a correct curve around here, okay? Then once I'm done with that, I'm just going to measure 2 inches down from this part here and I'll mark it like so, 2 inches, okay? Then I'm going to reconnect. I'll come up here as well by 1 inch so that I will not have a pointy part on this area, okay? So I'll connect it together like this and I'll just shape it out. All right, once I'm done with that, I'm going to extend this part here by the 2 inches that I came down by, all right? Mark the 2 inches around here and I'm going to follow that curve and extend the 2 inches line. All right, so once I'm done with that, I'm going to extend this chest line like so and measure what I have there, which is around 1/4 inch. I have 1/4 inch around here, so I'm going to extend it here, okay? Then I'm going to reshape the armhole now, just as you can see me doing. Once I'm done with that, I'm just going to reconnect it like this, as you can see me doing, to make sure that I have a good shape around here. So once I'm done with that, what I'm going to do is to come here to my waistline and mark my waist round divided by 4. Then I'll add my 2.5 inches and I'm going to repeat the same thing on the hemline here and mark my 2.5 inches as well. So the blouse length I'm working with actually is 26 inches, okay? So I'll connect it just as you can see. All right, once I'm done with that, and I'm going to mark my bust dart here, I'll be taking 2 inches, okay? So mark the difference between your front and your back half length and mark it like so, okay? Then I'm just going to cross all this out. All right, now the next thing I'm going to do is to come to the neckline here. Now in this neckline here, what I'm going to do is to come down here by, this is depending on how open deep you want your neckline to be, okay? So I marked 8 inches right here, okay? So I'm going to mark the 8 inches on this part here as well. Then I will mark about, just mark 1 inch from the dart, okay? 1 inch from the princess dart line. 1 inch away from that line, and just connect it like so, okay? Then I will mark my normal Queen Anne neckline. All right, I'll mark 3 inches, which is for our normal standard neck depth, okay? I'll just mark it here as a guard. All right, so I'll connect it with dots right here because I don't want that line to be obvious, okay? So I'll be using that line as a guard. All right, so I'm just going to mark my normal Queen Anne straight neckline now. I'm going to use it as a guard as well, okay? So I'm going to connect it like this, straight like this. Then on that 3 inches that I came down by now, on this part here, I'm going to come inward by 3/4 inch. If you want this curve to be very obvious, you can mark 1 or 1.5, okay? So I made use of 3/4 inch here. Then I'll take the curvy part of my ruler and just shape it out so I can get the shape here, okay? So once I'm done with that, now I'm going to use my free hand. I wanted to make use of my ruler, but I decided to make use of my free hand to make the curve, okay? If you have a armhole curve, just make use of it on this part, okay? If you cannot make use of your free hand. So here is what I have, and I'm just going to make it visible now, okay? So here is it. This, you can see the way I am marking it out. All right, so once I'm done with that now, from the 8 inches that I came down by here, I'll come up by 2 inches. This, you can decide to mark whatever you want, and on this part here, I'll come inward. I'll just mark about 3/4 inch with a straight line like this. The essence of that is just to make sure that this part here is not sharp, is not pointed by the time I'm done cutting. So I'm going to shape it like this, okay? Just to make sure it's not pointy at that part. All right, so I'm going to shape it like this to have that shape, okay? So that will be the end of the neckline, and now we are going to cut it out. Start cutting out just like so. So I'll open this dart here so that I can close the bust dart, okay? So do well to give my video a thumbs up, and you can make use of your super thanks as well. That would just be a way of appreciating my video. So on this neckline here, I will tighten the shoulder here by 1/4 inch. So that is just to make the shoulder sit properly, and also to be able to turn the shoulder, that is the front and the back shoulder, very well. Do well to make use of your super thanks so you can encourage me to make more videos and appreciate me through that, okay? I'll be glad to hear from you. Now once I'm done cutting this, I'm going to cut the neckline as well, just this way. You can see this way I am cutting it out. So once I'm done cutting, I'll cut this part like this, and this is our front part, okay? So here, this part, I'm not going to be shaping this part because I'm going to be cutting out the waist from the waistline. All right, now this is the end of the front part. So for the back pattern, I already marked out my 1 inch zipper allowance, and I'll be starting my measurement from this zipper allowance line, okay? The shoulder line I'm working with is 8.5 inches, 8 inches, the same way as the front. All right, then I'll mark my neck width of 3.5 inches, same as the front as well, okay? Then I'll mark my armhole length is still the same as the front, and I came in by 1/4 inch right here, okay? I marked my armhole line here, same as the front. Then my waistline is now 18 inches. The waistline I worked with in the front part is 20 inches, okay? So from the waistline, I'll measure what I have at the front part, and I have 6 inches. So I'll mark the same 6 inches on the waistline at the back part, like so, okay? So I can have the same length, all right? So the only difference now is the waist line that is now different. Okay, so I'll mark my 6 inches here and I have it there already. So I'm going to mark my nipple to nipple divided by 2, which is 4.5, same as the front. I'll mark it like so on the hemline as well, and I'm going to connect with a straight line. All right, if you have any question, please do well to ask me. So on this part here, I'll come down by 1 inch. This is the chest line and not the bust line. Okay, on the waistline, I'll mark 3/4 inch on both sides. 3/4 inch on both sides. Okay, then I'll come down to the hemline here and I marked 2 inches up like so, and I'll connect the darts like this. Okay, I'll connect it like this and I'll connect to the down part like this as well. So because I remember the kind of flare I'm going to be adding here, I do not want it to have a pointy edge at this part, so I decided to reshape my darts and mark the waist dart up onto the hemline like this. Okay, so I'm going to come here and I'll measure 3 inches from the armhole here. Then I'll mark like princess dart from the 3 inches here to the 1 inch that we came down by right here. Okay, so you can make use of from this 1 inch that we came down by, make use of your curved ruler and just mark a princess dart. Do not make it pointy. Okay, so once I'm done with that, now what I'm going to do next is to come to the neckline. All right, I'll come to the neckline and I'm going to mark 1 inch neck depth. Okay, 1 inch neck depth, and I'm just going to mark it here and I'm going to just connect it to the 3.5 inches neck width that we have. Please note that I use 3.5 inches at the front part as well. Okay, whatever you use at the front part, make sure that that is what you're going to use at for the back part as well. So after connecting it like so, I'll come to the waistline here in my zipper, then zipper allowance here, and I'm going to mark 1 inch inward like so. Okay, I'll mark half inch inward like this. Okay, then I'll connect it to the upper part of my back, that's in between the armhole area, the bodice area, the upper part area like so, and then the hemline as well, just like this. Okay, then I'll come here and I'll return the half inch. Most cases, sometimes we do not need this half inch, but to be on the safer side, I'll just add it. All right, sometimes I see some excess around the waistline because of this half inch that I return, but it is better to have excess than to have a shortage. Okay, so I'll just cut it out just like this. Okay, I'll cut out the zipper bulge and I'll cut out just like this. All right, if you have any question to ask me, do well to do so in the comments. I'll respond to you. Okay, and give my video a thumbs up so you can encourage me to make more videos. Okay, so I'll cut out the neckline and I just remember that I need to adjust this part here as well, the same way we did to the front part. I mark my 1/4 inch and I'm going to use that to tighten this shoulder. Okay, to make the shoulder relax properly. So here is what I have after I was done, and you can see the front and the back side now, they are matching perfectly on the waistline and on the hemline and even at the armhole area. Okay, that is the essence of marking with a pattern. Okay, so I'm going to cut out from the waistline here to the hemline for both sides, waistline to the hemline on both sides of the body. So I'm going to cut it out, and this is what I have, as you can see. I hope you understand. So I'm going to returning that with a flare. All right, so here is what the front parts look like now. Okay, and here is what the back parts look like now. All right, so once you are done with that, now what I'm going to do now is to cut on the fabric. So now here is the fabric here, and I have you can see my zipper allowance. I have ½ inch here to turn it with the lining piece, and I have ½ inch all around as well. At the down part here, I have 1 inch for my hem allowance, and I also cut out my lining piece already. Okay, so here, whatever you add as the hem allowance, just remove whatever you add and leave half inch to join together. Okay, so I had half inch, 1 inch here, and I'm going to be removing half inch. If you add 1 inch, 1.5 inch, remove one and leave half to join, so that you not have a shortage with your length of the blouse. I hope you understand. So here I have this half inch all around here, and this part here is on fold, and I have my 1 inch hem allowance as well. Then I will be reducing the lining piece as well here with half inch. Okay, so if you notice, you will see that I did not part this part. Okay, I have half inch all around, and then I have 1.5 inch here as well, half inch to turn the lining and 1 inch for the sewing allowance. Okay, I will not be reducing the lining piece on the sides, on the both sides of the front and the back. I will not be reducing the lining piece. Okay, I will be stitching it down just like so. All right, so I have 1.5 inch here as well, and half inch all around. Okay, I did not add any, but I did not add any wording. I just added only soft stay, and this is what I have here. All right, so I'll continue this video I'll be showing you the sewing parts in my next video, and I'll be dropping it in 2 days. If you find this video helpful, give my video a thumbs up and let me know what you think about this top. And I'm going to see you on the next video. Thank you for watching, and bye.